Blac Chyna is really, really upset with the Kardashians because, we told you this yesterday. We broke a story that the Kardashians are lashing out at her saying, wait a minute, you're suing us, you're suing Rob, you're suing Chris, you're suing Kim over this reality show that you say we intentionally sabotaged. The reason the reality show with Rob was torpedoed is because you went into court and you got a domestic violence restraining order against him. How do you do a television show with two people, Rob and Chyna, when he can't interact with her or go near her? So you are responsible for the torpedoing of your own show.
Well, for the record, there are ways to do that, right? There are ways to do a television show when people can't actually see each other, for sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you could do the Rob and Blac Chyna.
Of course you could. It's a more compelling story that way, where you have two sides of a really interesting thing that two people are passionate about and care about and both love. You can tell that story shooting separately.
I think it's dicey, but Chyna now has lashed back at them, and she says this is victim shaming.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely victim shaming because she didn't tell Rob to put her nudes up online and be like, hey, guess what, everybody? Come look at me, the whole thing. Rob did that. He slut-shamed her.
No, that's not the point. That's really not where we're going in this, Raquel. The point is that she filed a domestic violence restraining order, she says, because she was in legitimate fear for her own safety and the safety of Dream, their child.
So the Kardashians' position isn't that they're victim shaming her. They believe that she's a liar and that he didn't ever abuse her.
But
right? that can't be their position because...
Of course it's their position. Why wouldn't they back up
Rob?
Rob?
Rob owns up to the things that he did. He
Rob
said
owned up to beating her?
No, he did not. He did not own up to beating her.
He
but
apologized.
hold on. Let me just frame this before we argue it. The Blac Chyna is saying, look, I filed this because I was in fear.
Right.
The Kardashians didn't say, and your thing was bogus. They just say, you created your own mess by doing this. She's saying, look, I shouldn't be penalized if I'm in fear for my safety. She claims Rob beat her. He says he didn't, but she says, I believed it.
No, but
and you don't want to send a message. Look, I'm not siding with her. She's just saying, you don't want to send a message to people that if you file for a domestic violence restraining order, that it's your fault if bad things happen.
And what makes it even worse in this situation is the Kardashians did not need to make this argument, right? This E and the Kardashians can drop this show for whatever reason they want. Just because they don't like her, that's perfectly fine. Just because they think it's not a good enough show, that's fine too. They're sort of getting themselves in hot water with an excuse they didn't need to make.
I'm surprised that Kris Kardashian, she's one of the most brilliant business people in all of Hollywood.
Undeniably.
This is clearly an interesting situation where you got two sides, both arguing over this. I can't believe she didn't figure out a way to use this and turn this into a television show instead of just kicking Blac Chyna to the curb.
She is making this a legitimate point that it just is hard to do a show when the two people can't interact. It's just hard to do a show like that. So that is a legitimate point. Chyna's saying, by making that point, you're penalizing us. Now, the wrinkle in all of this is, like you said, was Blac Chyna really threatened? Because
definitely, if you have to go get legal paperwork and say that this man is doing this, not to me, then obviously there's a situation that happened.
So Raquel, here's
People made false claims before.
Yeah, and here's the rub, Raquel. If she really felt like she was in danger,
we all saw it though, Harvey.
Raquel, if she felt Dream was in danger and she was in danger, why did she drop the whole restraining order thing once in return for getting $20,000 a month in child support?
I think that there is still restrictions in the settlement, I'm told.
Nope.
No, Harvey, inside the settlement, I'm told that she may have dropped the restraining order, but Rob still cannot come near her. He still can't do certain things that basically it was more so to say a warning sign, say, hey, listen, I'm serious. I want you to stop doing this and leave me alone. And I'm definitely fearful about you acting crazy because that's obviously what you're doing.
See, Raquel, when you're really afraid, you keep the restraining order because it allows the police to immediately arrest somebody if they even come near you. If they're doing it privately, cops can't do anything.
But Harvey, but if it's in paperwork, though,
it doesn't matter. Cops will not do it. They'll say it's a civil matter. The reason you get a restraining order is so cops can say, I don't care why you went over there. The fact that you were within 100 yards of her, we're arresting you. And that's the advantage of getting a restraining order when you're really upset, when you're really scared.
She'll still call the police if she's afraid of them, though. whether the restraining order is there or not.
No, police
even if she's getting $20,000 a month, she feels in danger, she's going to call the police.
I know, but you know what the police are going to say?
They're going to come and they're going to break it up if something's happening.
Yeah, but it
depends on what he does.
I got to tell you, if he comes in and knocks at the door and she says he's violated our agreement, cops are going to say take it up civilly. If she has the restraining order and he's at the front door, they're going to arrest him. That's the difference.
Hello, Harvey. This is your beautiful Kieta from Orlando, Florida. And I just want to say, you have to understand something. This is an epic battle between seasoned whores. You know, and that makes a big difference, Harvey. Chyna been dancing for a long time. Kim been on her back for a long time.
Seasoned whores?
And if that's what Chyna needs to do to secure her bag, she doesn't think anything is wrong with that. I mean, you know, choking out somebody with an iPhone charger, I'm just saying, that's stuff that we all do every day, right?
Can I ask you a question? Would you watch, even if they couldn't, Blac Chyna and Rob couldn't interact, and they did a docuseries on their relationship and how to co-parent amidst these allegations, would you watch that show?
I would watch any show where I have a woman choking out somebody with an iPhone charger and dropping it for $20,000, and they have a baby and driving a Bentley. I mean, seriously.
You're welcome for the market research, Kardashian.
And go produce that show.